they're like two of the three big pillars for like 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu stuff. The lockdown to me out of all of it's the most practical because you can hit that on anybody and it will save your butt a lot of times if you're going against somebody really athletic and really strong. So
that's usually you.
Yep. but if you're working on your back against somebody, it's a good, I would say like not get out of jail free card, but it's a good like contingency plan. It's good like, oh crap, Jesse's here, he's about to smash me in side control. I can't let him get to side control. That's what lockdown comes to.
So normal half guard is, traditional half guard is to have this inside foot open, right? Yeah. So lockdown is the outside foot in, which I think you should play half guard this way anyways. You have better control. Well, yes, the niche, but let's say you lose that, and you're essentially using this to kind of pin that leg down, and you can like stretch it out into what they call coyote guard. But the lockdown is if he starts pressuring on you, you're essentially grapevine behind here, and you're stretching it out. And you're able, so if he's pushing up on you, I can pull him back down and get that pressure.
Okay. So it's essentially just kind of like locking between your knees around his.
Yes.
And then making sure you've got that grapevine on the foot to push.
Think of it as like a kimura with your legs.
Yeah.
Essentially that's what you're doing. You're like if things for your wrist, you're grabbing your wrist and you're grabbing his wrist.
Yeah.
And what's great about lockdown is the higher up the guy goes, the more painful it is on the leg. Mm-hmm. So they will naturally, lockdown's really good for a good strong pressure passer because naturally they want to get chest to chest, they want to pressure, and they want to go this away. Well, everything in lockdown makes it to where the further up they go, the further to the side they go, the more difficult it is for them. So for them to alleviate that pressure on their calf, they almost have to come back essentially this far away. Mm-hmm. And then that's where, especially with half guard, you can keep the lockdown the whole time. You can come up to the dogfight here. You can go back to a traditional knee shield and get your butterfly hook in. I think what a lot of people make the mistake of with lockdown is they get married to it. They feel like, I've got lockdown, I've got to keep it the rest of the world. No, use it more like a dynamic position. Use it to get them off of you. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. It's a great half guard. Yeah. And you can go here and show them the jaws of life real quick to where they're like really pressuring you. So this is really good, like, let's say just where essentially you're just pushing.
Oh, pushing them, yeah.
So like this is really good, like if you're starting to lose a half guard battle, he gets the lockdown, and I'm still here, then he can start pressing against me as I kind of naturally have to come this way. Because if not, you're gonna have the sorest calf muscle of all time. It's gonna feel like
that Achilles is not gonna feel great.
So for me to really get away from this and kind of break up the lockdown, I need to get further away from it. So you can see that a lot of times. But what I like to do when I'm on bottom is if I know they gotta get further away, when they get further away, a lot of times I'll just come in and go back to a traditional half guard, or come into like a butterfly or something like that. Boom. And then now you go into that butterfly hook. Now they're in a really good position to get swept because now he doesn't really have much of a base. They're usually on that.
Yeah.
And then essentially all he's got to do is take this arm out of the equation, and I'm going for a ride. So it's a really good position to save you.
It's a good transition.
Yeah. And it's also too, just frankly, what it was known for traditionally was being a stall position.
Which definitely it can be.
Yeah, it's saved my life probably more than any position out there. Because 5 minutes around, you're going against a D1 athlete who's just bigger, stronger, faster than you. You're like, I can't, especially Nogi, I have no grips on this guy. I've got to walk off for 2 minutes and go for a big block or something.
You got to hold him down for a couple minutes, fire himself out, and then try to go.
Okay, he's frustrated. He doesn't have good base now. So it's a really good position.
So from that, there are different ways you can go. Like you were saying, if they sit back, like after you're able to come up, you can go in what he says the dogfight where you're essentially pulling this out. You come here and you can either like wrestle them down, or you can let them arm take off the back. Or if you push in and they push back into you, you sweep them over that way. Okay? That's if you come up the dogfight side. And then if they're like, no, they ain't letting you come up, or they're being heavy a little bit, you can use the lockdown to essentially pull them up over you.
Kind of slide out the bottom.
And get this, what we call electric underhook. Because you're going to electric chair here, where you're going to push them over and get a submission here. or what we were talking about, top thorn control, if you get this over, then you come here, and you come up.
Isn't that the cradle though?
Well, yeah, at this point, I let it go. There's another.
I did that to Caden. Keep me with cradles. I don't know what it's called, but
Yeah.
I just call it wrap being a bow on a present bed.
Yeah, 100%. And then now we have that other thing on the same way to the truck. That's lockdown. Now, truck doesn't require, but it's better to have a lockdown.
And the only difference between lockdown and the half guard traditional is just
Well, so think of it like this. Think of half guard.
inside or the inside leg is on the out
Yes.
with traditional head leg. So
Outside
lockdown,
leg.
outside leg crosses.
Yeah.
Think of half guard is big, huge, encompassing mainly, and lockdown is just one. A lot of people think
It's
it's-
hyper.
yeah, a lot of people think because it is a 10th planet mainstay, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a 10th planet. Well, yeah, it is, but if you get comfortable with it, it could be
Anything can be your thing.
It
as
can
long
be
as it works
just
for you.
as normal to half guard as a knee shield. I probably play lockdown almost as much as I play knee shield, just because a lot of times you go for something really dumb, it doesn't work out. Lockdown's there to save you. Knee shields, a lot of times out there to save you.
There's something to have there. I mean, there's the butter half too, the butter half again, there's traditional, there's,
What's that? You find it.
It is the most
It's
effective position on the body.
well, it's, I feel like it's a nexus
Yeah.
of everything. You could go anywhere, any direction, whether it's the legs, up, to the back.
They do studies all the time in MMA now that show that that is the most effective position on the body. It's not guard anymore. Guard's good, don't get me wrong. If you get someone who's guard that's a really good guard player, you're gonna have a bad time. But no gi in MMA is so easy to get out of the guard to where the gi it's different. The gi I like playing guard. It's fun on the gi. You have all these grips, you have all these submissions. No gi, it's not that way. You need to find a way to get on top. Okay. You wanna play around with the lockdown a little bit, try it out.
That one, even while we were on vacation, what's that thing called? Because that we did while he was on vacation, that case of Tommy.
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
wait, hold on, let me make sure I got this.
Yeah, I
right.
made the mistake of showing him. So, lockdown, so typically, it's gonna be, I would say, kind of practice it. I use it usually when it's like a worst case scenario, so that the dude's like smashing on top.
So this, I mean, relax a little bit. This is gonna go over. Let's go this way, and then you're gonna grab this one. There you go, like that. Okay.
And then watch, so I pressure into you, and then just get, see how naturally I pressure in.
You're trying to pull against your own.
Yeah, and then I pressure into you, and all you have to do is just lock your legs up. And I'm gonna naturally go back that way. So a lot of times it really helps, especially if they get like a crossface on you
Yeah.
or something. You want them off of you pressure wise, just start coming back this way.
Alright, and
You're
you're
right, still in. Well, I was trying to see if there's a way to like breathe, so like his elbow comes up and you kind of.
you could.
I mean, like a modified like chicken eating your DT or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you still got that.
I mean,
So you can make them
might
get into
get
it.
something out of it for sure.
yeah, I would warn against going for a guillotine from half guard because the angle's just not there.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's not.
Now you can set up in a way you can set up the guillotine from half guard, but you're gonna need to transition either sweeping them immediately or not, almost always you're gonna have to get a butterfly. You're gonna have to get a butterfly hook in, get the sweep as you keep like a chin strap, and then you can finish the guillotine on top. The guillotine is you can finish a guillotine from bottom half. It's just very, very difficult because the angle's just not there.
Well, I mean, there was also more thing to it. So I had your left, your right leg and your left arm. So you're missing one side, you're getting like half your days on each side. So if I figure stress out, I feel like arm, it'd be pretty easy to kind of, if I can somehow get your leg up, that base, or maybe like a chin or something right here, and then just kind of roll on top.
I would say the easiest sweep going that way, if you're in lockdowns for sure, you need like a chair.
If you go to that, what we were doing that backwards entry to get to the truck, if they turn back into it, why don't we go around and just grab that guillotine?
You probably could.
Yeah, because then now they're on, because before they're on the side that would defend it, because their body's opposite to the head. But if you grab it from the other side, you probably could get it if you want to try to get it. I'm not trying to get it. So
outside
So instead of coming this way, push this one through this way and grab it that way.
Yeah.
Now
You
he's
can walk
more
that down,
trapped. Yeah, now he's more trapped. And you need to use the roll over. But yeah.
You could definitely crank pretty hard from this too.
Yeah.
If you,
Yeah.
and even if you just hold somebody, like you can hold them like that, you got control of their legs, you can pull off. You can push their body weight off them pretty easily. And then if they can't, if you're limiting their, keeping their spine out, they have the power to move.
So yeah, so that's long. And then the truck is, I mean, I don't know. The truck is the other, so the best way to get is through. And if someone's being stubborn,
Yeah.
you're essentially going to get at least some type of meat in here.
Inside so they can't crush.
Yeah, well, just inside. A lot of times people will let the meat stay over there, and you just kind of grind your meat.
Just kind of slide it in.
And so then you're going to step on your grab it on project, and you can stretch down to in here. And this is called the truck position, right? And so this is where we were saying, if you get up and split this way, if they extend your legs within that, you can go this way, the crutch up or down, you can get what's called, oh wait, there's a calf crutch here, you know, one or the other. Or you can grab, it's called a twister, and you grab your head and essentially twist it spine. Yeah. Or you can just go to it back.
Why is it called a truck?
So, no, because there's so many options of things that you can do there. Yeah, you're in the driving. So, back in the early UFC, Joe Rogan was like one of the interviews, right? And Eddie was helping a little bit, I think, with behind the scenes. So, he said the truck is what they call wherever the producer was that had all the screens and saying, oh, go to this one and that one. So, he said he named that the truck for that. So I don't know. That was his name. But it just became that. I think it's called some type of wrestler's something. But
So to enter it is the catch wrestlers call that top referee position. Then you go into the banana split is what they call same thing or crotch or whatever. There is a name for that.
yeah, I was working all the time.
Catch wrestling is like Latin. It's a dead language. You find someone that speaks the language, you're like, okay, weird.
So that you can try it in between
Oh,
the truck.
So, median, quicker,
Yeah. Just a
and
minute.
then
Yeah.
through.
Then we lock this. So this is first. No, you were right. So this that way. And this is gonna come on here.
I was gonna say, I think the
I don't know.
discrepancy.
Yeah. But anyway, we're
I'm
getting-
cranking my own cat. And then
Yeah.
this is the banana split was just like up here.
So you're getting up a little higher, and you're essentially making
Just-
just do a split there.
Okay, and then the straight out.
Instead of straight line, yeah, that was the croucher. So you pull that way, you just pull that towards your knee, and you're just pressing it on.
Driven out like this.
Yeah, essentially, but you're using the lockdown to push this like
Oh,
that
okay.
way, and just
So it's more of a like just kind of a separation.
making him do like the straight splits.
Yeah.
And then if you use that lockdown, you can go to the twister and the back.
It's this.
Yeah, there's some length discrepancy.
That should hurt my cat before it even started to tweak this.
I've seen it before. I saw Kenny one time with the live bells. Kenny, he's grounded up now. And he got an open bar sweep. It's like he calls it racing sweep. And it was like one, it was essentially, I'm trying to remember, it was the one where here, and you switch, and you essentially do it up and over. But apparently, like, his weight and the guy's weight landed like too much on his ankle when his ankle was hurt. So Kenny swept the guy. As Kenny came up, he goes, he tapped out to him. And we were like, did you tap out to him? You're a whole specter. He went, I tapped out. We're like, okay. It's hilarious.
Especially on joints like that.
else you guys want to go over?
I'm sure.
So you're just trying to get some previous sound checks.
Not good for that.
That's for sure.
Yeah, other than that, like, so in case I kept trying to walk over the wrong room, I had
You remember it?
kind of.
We'll go through it real quick.
It's pretty.
It-
Well, no, it's the bathroom. That way you can take it from
It's half that, right?
No,
That's
side
side
It's
control.
side control. Remember, it's a family. It's just like lockdown's a member of the family for half or is a member of the family for side
And
control.
then it's up here like this,
Yeah.
and then
So there's two types of queso. Let me show you real quick. So we have traditional queso or scarfo, whichever one you call it. The more judo-ish queso, the more aggressive scarfo. Okay. So we have regular queso, we have modified queso. This is modified queso. Where I essentially come here anytime I need to. All I need is this really is important. And I have under. I'm just gonna switch, and then I'm just gonna come in like this.
that's right.
All my
Swing,
weight.
swing the knee around.
See how all my weight is on my feet. Right here, there's no pressure. Like this. This is a great control position, but it's a horrible finishing position. I've got a few options, but not many. If we're in the gi, I've got chokes, stuff like that. No. Okay, so this is modified queso. He's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. Now, regular queso, where you're playing around here, one of my favorite setups is giving them the illusion that there's an under. Okay, so what I'll do is instead of having my cross face here, swing in, I'll have a really shallow arm. So I'm basically either on the shoulder, cutting myself here. Okay, then what I'm doing is I'm fishing around from this arm, I feel like I can do it. So essentially, you have to net and you so you can't just kind of halfway do it. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, like I'm going to go for cross face, and then I'm going to switch over, and then I'm coming in like this right here. As I'm holding on to this, you have to know that the first 5-10 seconds there, you're flopping around and flailing. You just have to know. You control it right here. So what you want to do, yeah, you want to just cut. You don't have to grip hard, but you know you have a good case of for a few things. I had this gripped, and I had this gripped. Okay, if I grip on the groin, and then I grip the cutting, or excuse me, the elbows or the triceps. Either one. If you go here, then I'm in a pretty good spot, and then you can start going for finishes. And just remember, you have
Yeah,
to
stay in the
survive
way.
that first 10 seconds or so. And then basically what's going to happen is it's kind of like quicksand. At first, they're not at a spot, they can't get out, they start struggling, they're going to be so tired, they're not able to breathe as deeply, or they're just going to bury themselves in, and we go for it. Case is not a position where you're going to get a quick submission. It's going to take a little bit of time to come back out.
So go back to the modified queso one. There is one who is like, which I use a lot for there. So let's say you go to that and also switch wrists. Right? If you're like this, just kind of cup their arm like that. And as a lot of times if you're putting that pressure and pressure, you're gonna start like adding it on. You're gonna bring it to the front and you're gonna chill out right there. So you're gonna wait for that. And once it comes over, you're just gonna grab it. So be ready. And just grab it. And just keep up. And it's almost like a magic trick because people will be like, and then they get to your waiting point.
Yeah. So you're just trying to literally leave it like right here, like not really there or anything.
But yeah, you're just kind of hanging on that and then you're just putting weight and going so that they won't move. And they go like this and that's what you do. Yeah.
You can, I can't remember if we went over this together or not. You can literally, you'll see how well guys do it. They'll set up like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, they're just waiting.
They'll literally have it because that arm logically has to come right, boom, and then they just grab it and go for
Yeah, you don't have to have that cross.
I see.
You just have that hand ready to go.
I've seen some of the best guys in the history of the sport.
You got something like that.
So what you're doing, you're essentially like this, and you're just being heavy on, and then eventually they come over. You're like, oh, okay. So that's what you're saying. You could just that's not obvious.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're just putting your weight, so then people are gonna be like, you know, I'm tired of.
So we're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Which
So they're
would be-
doing the right thing. It's the frame on you, but you're just waiting for that. So that's why you'll sit here. And you'll see, you know, some people, you could go like this and do all that if you want, or just hold like this and hold them and hold them. And then they're going to be like, you know, this sucks. I'm going to prop this up. That, Like, if you ever meet Jesse, that's his favorite thing. That and the Mizzou. So the Mizzou choke.
That's one that is like essentially just trying to sit on your.
No.
Like sit on your.
That's from like a crate.
Mizzou choke is technically not a choke. It's technically just a pin.
I remember, right?
University of Missouri Wrestling, their dominance, where Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, all those guys came from. They were trying to find a way to pin people by choking them out, and they created the Mizzou choke. So, because you can't choke people in wrestling, but if you're pinning somebody and they happen to go to sleep as you pin them, that's not your fault. So the Mizzou choke is technically a pin, but really, you'll choke somebody to sleep really quick as it comes on.
So try that. So you're gonna go to case right now. This is like you're gonna slide through.
Yep. Now bring if you're wanting to go to true modified queso, you need to bring that right away.
So here's your bottom leg for doing.
So come up, yep.
And do that one out.
So from here.
And so then you can let this go. And you know you can just kind of hang out here or hang out here or whatever. If you want, you can trap it. You know, in there just make it worse. Yeah. And they're like, oh my god. You know? So then you're just waiting on them. And just waiting on them. Yeah. And so yeah, you just make it uncomfortable. It's a time thing. And they'll be like, you know, you just keep and then they're gonna go like this. And you just kind of, you know, walk out. That's a try for you to
I enjoy tracking. It's quite fun.
Now for the other case, yeah, you can go back to the. So the regular case, you're not gonna have this arm in. You're gonna be more. No, you're gonna shoot this one.
So right arm is it's gonna go underneath his head. Yep. And then left arm is gonna cup his tricep and his elbow. Now you're a little too far this way. Try to get those feet coming more to you. There you go. You just hang out, enjoy yourself.
And then they're gonna be like, no, I need to get this. No, I think it's getting worse. I need to get out. And then that's when you start really.
And then guys will play tough and they'll think, guys will play tough and they'll tell you, I wasn't that bad. Logically, the diaphragm is getting crushed right now. They go from breathing to 100%, 90%. You just have to sit there.
So if you want to really crank it on, you can kind of grip your hands together. And then just kind of lean back. Yeah, lean your head here. So you're just kind of moving them. And that's just the normal, I guess, of the crush.
So a true snorkel choke is more kind of behind the head. Let me show you. So I mean you can absolutely get people to tap just about the position itself. The true snorkel is here, like this, and then the tradition teach Esther. I actually prefer butterfly grip. This is just sort of better control. And I'm just gonna pull them up. I'm just gonna sit there.
Just kind of collapse or something like that.
It's not the spot, it's collapsing my diaphragm. So the weight
Push them
here.
over.
Well, I know, but you also look as you lean up that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna feel it in the neck. It is a good question.
Yeah.
This is it's an air choke. It's not a blood choke.
Yeah.
So the way that probably the greatest most prolific catch wrestler of modern time, Joshua Barnett, he'll say it's more akin to drowning than a guillotine. So guillotine is a blood choke. A snorkel is gonna be like a drowning.
Yeah.
Right here. Slide through, he's hanging out. Now you get ready to go for the kill. Here, I'm just gonna pull it.
Can you just hang out for a few seconds?
I'll say, it's definitely more of a like rice cooker.
Yeah, it's compression.
And then you kind of have to bastardize different schools of thought to make it make sense. Where it's an air choke, so the air choke logically is not going to come on as quickly as a guillotine. Okay, and then you have to understand too from other people that do like Japanese neckties, neck cranks and stuff like that. Trust your choke. Just because it's someone who's really tough and they don't want to tap to this, okay, that's fine. Maybe they don't tap the whole round and you just cook that dude. He's not worth anything the rest of the day. So the queso is a really good position. But the thing that will make or break the queso is not the submission. It's going to be initially getting to that position. Because that's when you're by far the most vulnerable to get swept. And if you get lackadaisical with it, go bad habits with it, putting it way too far on one side, then they'll sweep for sure.
So like I'll never do it to someone bigger than me. Is the general rule of thumb because they're gonna sleep.
Yeah.
They can just power it.
I'll do it because I'm very stupid.
Well, he's very good. Like Queso's like he's.
I'll see bigger guys and I'm like, I'm gonna hit Queso.
Well, I know that I'm a grabber.
I love how Yoshi taking away the logic. I'm like, you got side control. I'm like, yeah, you can just hang up here and fucking
I remember it was I remember this was the case of this was and it's like this out here, but I thought there was something about like walking around.
walking to the other side.
I'm trying to remember because I remember that was and then keep the arm trapped, but like walk it over almost like to the other side or something.
So you do have that. That's how you make the case. So you have a Darce that you can walk over to. Yeah, so
because I think he practiced that like right
So
after.
you can do that. Yeah, you can kind of bastardize it if you want to. Let's say here, I would say you probably honestly need to get these from modified cases because if I start going for all of this here, I'm getting in and out. If I can control this other hook, boom, I want to make sure this arm is separate from the body. Start swinging from here. Cut. Yeah, I do right to the west.
I think that's
That's very good. Alan loves that. Is it? Yeah, it is active content.
because I knew it was like wait, it was like written in so it sounded like
Yes, that's gonna be his part.
and so
That's the
I
joke.
think it was like a post that you kind of like walk your hips around.
Running joke was always if you probably like queso more than you should, you probably really good queso. It's more. It's
It
more-
makes it energy efficient. Okay?
It's very energy efficient for the guy on top. It's not. It kills the guy on
All I
bottom.
have to do anything was get into position and sit.
Yeah. And that's where, if you remember the lunch one we had, there's, I feel like arm stuff you can do there, kind of key lock with your legs.
Yeah.
Straight arm bar and stuff.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, well, they're not very.
So one thing, real quick. So one thing to know, especially like I told you, you have to know going into queso that they're going to try to rock you back and forth. So what has worked well for me in the past is not really focusing so much on the head. I do want to control the head, but if I can control this arm, the way that Daniel escapes here is he's got his elbow to the mat. Oh, now I'm in a horrible spot. He's about to take my back and he's going to and he's probably not going to feel that tap the first time. So if I can control this while controlling the head, then I'm going to be in a pretty good spot. So logically, only escape he has is he's going to have to brute force throw me that way. And like he said, if they throw you that far over, probably should have been a case of so I'm going to control here. I like to really grab the palms on the elbow. I just feel like it's natural bridge. 100%. So I like to grab here, but I like to grab here whenever people are rocking. I like to pretend I'm driving up, but driving back into his near side ribs. So I'm here, and he's rocking around. I just want to start driving back like that. And
Just kind of making it small.
Yep. And I'm just kind of making a little semicircle here. Basically, I'm trying to maintain. You see how I'm kind of at this, I'm at this position, like this angle. I want to maintain this angle. So he may start bucking me around, and I'm here. I just want to get back right here.
You just want to keep that same angle.
You just have to know. It's like you said, it's very energy efficient. So let's say we're using percentages of energy, and I'm 95% when I get there. He's 95%. For him to buck around, it's going to drop him to 80, and they drop me to 92. The longer they buck around, the more tired they're going to get. A lot of times guys will just give up in case of they're just like, dude, just choke me out.
It's like hurry up, I'm tired of fighting. I'll tap just to get out of
Yeah, you'll be amazed sometimes if you've been in queso a really long time, how quickly it takes to tap the guy out. Just because they just want you off of them. Yeah. With the arm bars, stuff like that, all predicated on this near side line. Okay, so I'll lay on the mat here, but we're here like this. I would say the most common one is going to be if I come through here, and then essentially I'm just going to extend my hips. I'm going to pull this leg down as I extend my hip up. And then if you want to add like extra, just kind of extra, yeah. You just come in like that. Okay, so that's the straight arm bar. Obviously, you got a wrist lock here anytime I want it. Okay, now I've got a key lock here too. This is a most powerful key lock we have. So you always, this is like a heel hook on the shoulder. You gotta be really careful. So you just come in just like that. Okay, and then if I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a great position to be in. If you can get here as opposed to like being in regular queso, if you can here, you can absolutely finish this just as easily. It may take a little bit more cranking on your part, but it's not gonna take much. And then there's stuff. And it's awesome for self-defense. I mean, you're really good spot for self-defense. You try on me, let's give him a break. Yeah, this arm hogs are really cool to try. So, this is on. Yeah.
You better try to pin your elbow each time.
No, because if you do, what I'm going to be able to do here, because you're kind of in no man's land. Okay? Because if I have this underhook, think about it like this. If I have an underhook, I have a hook. Okay? So if I have to, I can start trying to buck you up as I throw this arm up, as I try to get this arm to the mat. So now I'm starting to escape. So you want to take all of that out. And then
So,
get
I
going.
mean, just kind of.
So I would control this bicep, just however you need to. Yep. Control the bicep until it's time to control the head. Okay. So then the transition to the head. So, there you go.
Get up on it.
Yep.
So, I can sit.
Yeah, I would say. So I would say you're going to be in transition to go behind the head, because that extra bit of bending that diaphragm down is going to make the difference. Guys
So
are
like
gonna
lock
do
the
that.
hinge behind them?
Yeah.
I
You
guess
can-
butterfly
You
would probably be better.
can, you've got longer arms, you could probably butterfly.
No.
So you can butterfly, palm. Traditional catch wrestling is going to teach you to do the S grip right behind the head, kind of right here on the side.
Could be something like this, and then. So is it supposed to go directly on the spine?
I would get it a little bit off the side. I get it to my right.
So a little more. But,
Just like that.
what's it? I mean, it's not that long. 5-10 seconds, just sitting there with low energy expenditure.
And besides, you're probably feeling another 10 seconds before that, getting into the gym, before you solidify it. So.
Yeah, 20 seconds to finish a fight is phenomenal.
But today it's gonna feel like 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, even better, because then they're not going to be tempted to get back up immediately and go grab a beer ball and smash it over the back of your head or something.
It's a really good self. It, to me, it checks every box. There's very few positions in rapping and MMA that you can say, okay, no knee, self-defense. This one checks all boxes. Now, again, it's the big thing is going to be when you first go to that position, because you're not standing. You're shooting in and you're breaking a lot of goals, jiu-jitsu, getting up and underhook. That guy's going to know that too. So when they feel you do that, especially if you be a bigger, stronger guy, then if you start getting a reputation of going for queso, they're going to feel you going for queso and the underhook, and they're going to go, oh my God, I've got to fight like hell.
That's
They don't.
not really
It's ridiculous. There is, I don't know of any possible way to get around it. There is going to be a 2 or 3 second interval there where if he recognizes I'm doing a queso fast enough, he's going to be able to defend it pretty well. They're kind of fast. So you just have to do that. If you know that, you're going to do the wrist, it's a great position.
In that minute, well, we're gonna do the lower the wrist is. You're saying, worst case, you're still psychic.
Yeah, if I can stay side control or half guard, I'm pretty confident that I can at least hold my own for long enough for the other guy to get tired. I'll run this on the ceiling.
for like kind of improvement.
Yeah.
I'd rather just get somebody in a key locker or corner or something.
Yeah, our bars are good. Anytime you're falling back.
But that's where we had, probably taught you this, one of the first days we were here was that first lunch floor. We were going from a double underpass to a cradle, to that Mizzou, I think, right? No, not Mizzou, cradle, and then I think we're going to Queso, second to Queso. And so,
Yeah, because you flatten that out. You shout, I guess we call that technically shout out your hook.
Yeah.
And switch through.
yeah.
I do remember they did a bunch of shows when we were trying to do the whole scene.
There's 15 moves in there.
Yeah, and I was like, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not going to remember any of these. Well, the New Year's Eve show. And I do like these. That one. And then the Mizzou was effective. I don't remember how it happened, but
See it? Because it's like the series. It's very unorthodox. People forget it really quick.
I'll be honest.
So in the Mizzou, you're this cradle, when you have this cradle this way, so I think you're getting it for like a half hour.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was the issue coming here, grabbing this cradle, and then you're kind of kicking this out. But you can, if you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut behind this tricep and hand it off to this cradle. Yeah, so when it's here, I'm pushing this into there, and I'm grabbing it now to this, and then I'm switching this to this way, and then I'm just pressing it.
Show it's a pin.
Yeah.
Not that it adds to jiu-jitsu at all.
That's it.
We actually frown upon these pins.
But I think other than Jared and I, and Patrick and Jesse, we're probably the ones that really know this. Shane kind of knows, we don't know. But yeah,
So it's just starting from a half guard, through, grab the tricep, swing it through, pass the tricep off, and then just flatten it out.
flatten out again, I'm put under the leg, the top of the feet. So you can get rid of
Sure. That's your start.
So yeah, you're starting to initial half guard, and then you're handing it off, right?
What?
So then, right, so you get it kind of a maybe false grip there, yes, and then you're gonna cradle around, you connect your hips. Now you can either pass this out into it now, or you can, yeah,
Take that one out.
and then now hand off his arm to your left.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes.
I already had it, right?
Yeah, you're at it, okay.
Yeah,
And then now
you
you're
just
gonna
got-
switch this under to an under, now you got it, so underhook down there, and just flatten it out, or just gonna pressure.
Yeah.
I heard that pop.
Oh shit. Everything pops.
Yeah, me too, because I wasn't stopping. Like, hey man, are you as fucked up as I am? Like,
Yeah, but that's the Mizzou, yeah.
you like that one? No, I like the simpler ones that are like, it's like 3 moves, it's all things. And you just got the half guard, so you can come. That's neat.
And I think for what you're running too, and it's something so you can grab that and grab that cradle.
I think, so that's probably one of those things that look back and got Kate cradled up like twice the first day I was rolling. I was like, oh, this is nice. Maybe I'm not so terrible with this. Maybe it's not all I'll see.
I mean, some people will attach that cradle. If they don't have good mobility, you could just compress it and then produce.
I just held Kate in it for like a few minutes and okay. Like I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything. You're not letting go. Which I'm still fine.
Do you want to put that protein food for now on the camera?
Which one is that?
The way
Oh, yeah.
We didn't record it, I don't forget it. Well, no, that's one of that thing. So what we were regular half guard, and I think, so you had said going to reverse Kimura coming up and putting it on top of it. Oh, I didn't think about that. So I think you have to turn your hips a little bit. I don't know if I can just do you want to try it on?
Yeah, I would say that to me the biggest worry about doing it is when try to get this near side down. So
Where would
like,
they grab?
so here, boom, then hypothetically, if we switch over here, they may be able to try to shoot it. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be tough.
You see that you have to kind of rotate your hips a little bit.
Yeah, I guess it would be tougher. I was thinking there's more space to where they could kind of come down here and feel that arm getting over.
So for this way, because I think without the reverse Kimura, you're just like held there and just
Yeah.
but if I here, and then I start, you're gonna, what's your natural? So you're gonna try
So naturally, I'm gonna try to put it down like this, and I'm gonna try to get this arm free. But yeah,
usually
usually.
get past here. I mean, you're gonna see you're gonna take it out. Right? So then what are you gonna, you're gonna try and twist that into the distribution.
Yeah, what I would say here is I know my back is taken, so I'm probably gonna sit down and try to do a little half strength into and try to get some of So
We can sit down to try to get it, right?
yeah, essentially I'm gonna try to, because I realize that if I'm here, worst case scenario, I'm basically in turtle right now.
Yeah.
I'm not on top anymore. And then if I stay here longer, I stay here for more, they're gonna take my back. So I'm gonna try to get my back as far away from this.
So as I come up, you're gonna just try have to control.
Yeah, and I can't really go
You can't go fast. I can't go. But even here, like it's not quite aligned properly. I still have to turn this way. So if I'm stuck up on this here, yeah, I don't think. I almost would say I have to go with this
Yeah.
entry, which is more risky.
I was gonna say, if you got essentially octopus back up here that I don't know if this guy on top would be able to.
That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
So almost let them do that. Just don't let them get this back around. So as long as you're here, you can't really get that arm back to turn into this way. There's a choke there. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, as long as I get past this arm, I think we're good.
Jared, how trapped is your right knee?
When that knee,
Like, can you bring it up like into those rods?
It is.
No, I mean like get it up where he's actually
Oh,
pressing
that
on
Oh, that
femoral
is
or something.
I don't think you can because this is I'm keeping down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get you do one of those rare people with like weird knee joint there, it's not all the way locked in. They bring that knee up and put like crunch all the pressure.
Now it's
On
pretty
the one
scary.
you're not gonna be able to get all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, logically here, I think what you see most guys think they know that in this position,
They're
they're gonna try to sit down and let their legs hit, but it keeps going on my right leg. So it's like, yeah, this first part sitting down is easy, but now I'm in a position to stop. You know, going like this. That's it.
I think at this point, if he's just going to sit back, if you're going to just continue going on, I think it's a good thing. But now it's like, that's good stuff. I mean, I have a squid guard. I think it's squid guard, but it's just but I don't.
I think you found a bunch of names. Fruit guard and that's what it's called.
Now, especially
Squirrel guard.
Well, I think so. There's a guy named Keenan. There's a guy named Keenan Cornelius, and he's a gi guy, but he has all these names, lapel guard and worm guard and squid. He has a squid also, but I don't know if it's the same. But he's amazing, like yeah. And he's like wrapping the lapel all around his legs.
It's like the last thing you're thinking about is like passing, because you're like, where do I even begin to undo all these knots? There's like,
You're just like stuck.
yeah, you wrapped my
Just
knee around
put
myself.
in a straight jacket, it's
Yeah.
like your knee.
So you wrapped my knee around myself 3 times. I don't even know how to get out. I just almost want to tap to be like,
Other than, I guess, they tap.
It's one of the cool things about the beat.
I don't know, man.
It's not really